Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? What's up, Losh? Nice of you to join. What's up, Benjamin? How's it going? Hey, Wing Chun. How you doing? I bought some stuff for Black Friday. I bought a MacBook. My MacBook just came like before the stream. Hell yeah. You know what's the problem with Macs? I don't know why, but why do the updates take so long? It's like 10-15 minutes per update. Why? Why is it like on Windows? It takes like, it's super fast. And you just do like a restart and then your updates are all there. But on Mac, you gotta wait for 10-15 minutes. What are they doing? I also got a new monitor, which also came today. Yeah, I haven't opened it yet, so I'm still using one monitor. Yeah, but this one is like a you can twist it to become like a vertical monitor. So I'm gonna try that out. Never used a vertical monitor before, but we'll see. We'll see if it's better. Like they say it's better for like coding, for like looking at websites and stuff, because websites you usually have to scroll up and down. But with a vertical monitor, you can just like look at the entire thing. All right. Have you guys heard about this game called Where Winds Meet? Apparently it's like some Wuxia game. Like my Wuxia video got an influx of views in the past week or so. Past 2 weeks or something. Yeah, and people are like coming from there. They're like, oh, what is Wuxia? And they start searching. And they found my video. I don't know what it is. What's up, Psyduck? You have heard of it? Have you played it? I want to see what it's like. Is it a Chinese game? I don't think so. So Casey, how's it going? Let's look it up. I haven't seen. I don't even know what it looks like. All right, so we live screen. We go window. Korean made wuxia set in China. Maybe a xianxia. Okay. No, it seems like a lot of people are playing it, so it's out in the Western world. Is there a alright trailer? This is gameplay. Where's the trailer? Okay. PS5 launch trailer. This is not it.
Oh no.
You guys hear that?
Rated PG-13.
Whoa. Who's that?
I don't. Do you know the road up ahead? Who are you? Same as you. A wanderer.
A wanderer? Oh. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Hey.
A guest in dreams. Yet unaware.
This time, I'll be the villain.
But I have been on this path too long now. The street was filled with ghosts.
Without a single coin, you call yourself the god of treasure?
I'll give you one more chance. Go on. Kill me.
Hold up.
If I don't go back, what'll happen to the others? Mere Anne. Such an unseemly struggle.
Did you shoot a sword from a bow?
You've got a sword, right? So why can't you save her?
Okay. All right. Looks a little bit interesting. Only saw a little bit of the gameplay though. I'm guessing it's like some MMO. Some rude noise. How's it going? What's up, Nikki? It's a game where winds meet. Some Wuxia game. You think it might be an MMO since it's free? I did get a haircut. Yeah, I'm looking at the gameplay. It looks like an MMO. The graphics are actually pretty good. Anyways. Some new Wuxia games look insane. Yeah, have you played them? Alright, well, if someone plays that, maybe you can let us know about how good it is. Seems to be pretty popular from the comments that I'm getting. Oh, did you guys receive that one settlement from the Facebook class action lawsuit? Everyone's been getting it nowadays. I got it. Got it like a couple of weeks ago. Some money. You know how much I got? I got a whole $11. I'm not sure what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. I put it in my savings account. You got $2? Good job. I know some people got like 30 something dollars. Yeah. I'm on the low end. You're supposed to sue Facebook? No, you don't have to sue Facebook. Someone sued Facebook for you. Yeah, you just get the money. Well, if you didn't get it, you were supposed to sign up before. Like you have to like opt into it. I think. Yeah. So only the people who got that, who did that, got it. That's totally the same amount Facebook made your data. Yeah, true. Why didn't Facebook tell you? I think they did tell you. You just maybe it got lost in your email or whatever. Yeah, I think it depends on how long you had your Facebook account for. I think it's like a certain amount of time, a certain window of time. Yeah, depending on like how much you had or how long you had your Facebook for. That determines how much money you get. I got a whole $11. Vacation. Where can I go for $11? Can I go to Haiti? Maybe Honduras? Can I go to the local Safeway? To my neighbor's house? The thing is, if I go to my neighbor's house, I gotta buy a gift or something. It costs more than $11. You can invade an island in Haiti for free. I don't know. I can't invade an island on in Haiti, on my own. I need some help. So if you want to come, you can order half a sandwich. That's like a. How much is McDonald's these days? Is that a whole meal? A McDonald's meal can't be more than $11, right? It has to be less. Or am I too behind the times? I know a bowl of pho is more than $11. Ridiculous. All right. McDonald's is ridiculously expensive. I remember when they had the $1 McChickens. Oh, that was so good. I ate that so much. McChickens are just good. Back then, I guess. I don't know about these days, but back then it was good. And it was only 99 cents. Oof. In the game, the scene of the city looks like the famous painting. Oh. This one? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, like they showed that part, but if you look at the gameplay, it doesn't seem like it's the same art style. Look.
Continue to set goals for yourself.
I saw the game doing very well, actually.
Shut up. It's like this. This reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima, the fucking grass. It looks so good, and they're flowing and stuff with the wind. Where the winds meet the grass. Is that what the game is about? Maybe they based the city off the painting. Problem with MMOs is the MMO part. You don't like the MMO part? You know, I think you're right. I think they need to make more single player games, or at least games with actual stories, and not just fucking MMOs. I need a Final Fantasy type games. You know, I need a whole story. Take me through a movie, a game movie with a nice plot and good characters. That's what I want. MMOs just don't bring you that kind of feeling. Play Wandering Sword. If it's open, anyone can come fight you. You don't like that? You don't like PvP, Psyduck? No Infamy MMO in the future where you fight possums. Maybe a Infamy single player game where you fight possums with a good story. Give a good backstory to the possums. Where they came from. In my attic. There's this Chinese RPG game that's 2D and the graphics looks like a Chinese painting. That's awesome. You're fine with PvP, but if you can opt in. Gotcha. I like PvP. When I was playing World of Warcraft, which was a while ago, okay, and I don't recommend it. It was taking a lot of my time. Way too much of my time. When I was playing that, I played in PvP servers. Oh my god. That was hella fun. I played a rogue, okay? People hate rogues. The rogue can stealth, so I would just stealth up to people and destroy them. Backstab them. When they least expect it. That was fun. Play again and upload a let's play. I can't play again. That is not a good idea. I might get sucked in again and then there'll be like no videos for a whole year. All right. Shall we? With the Wordle? What is this? What? AE, Near. Beard. Bleat. No. Beard. Bean. Beanie. Beanie? No. Beaky. Began. Oh, I like began. Not began. Vegan. Began. Velan. Something EA. Leave. Leave sounds good. League. Leak. Lead. Leith. Leech. Leech is not a word, right? That would be leech. It is a word? Oh my god. Oh, the Total non-guess. Total skill. Leech. A leech is a critter? Oh, I knew that. What game is that? Oh yeah, that's a good looking game. Do do do. Oh. All right. Full moon, eye contact, orbit, pizza pie, revolution, metamorphosis, pupil, sea change, pea soup, lap, LP, castle, trial, tea leaves, judgment, circuit, lap, orbit, revolution, orbit, circuit, and a lap. Might be a trick though. I see things that are round. Like a full moon, a pizza pie. Pea soup, circuit, lap, orbit. We can save this for later. Why does it flicker like that? What? Wait, what is that? Do you see it? What? What? Is that me or is that connections? Alright, hold on. Metamorphosis, sea change. A revolution. Oh, and a trial, a pea soup, a lap, an LP, an orbit, a full moon, a circuit. A revolution, like a big change. What else means an LP? A trial. Full moon. Shit. Orbit. Pupil. Judgment. A lap? A castle? This has got to be it, but I just need the fourth word. Damn it. Full moon. Orbit. Eye contact. Pupil. Nope. Trial. A trial? Is a judgment at a trial? Oh my god. What is LP? Pizza pie. Pea soup. Tea leaves. C. C? P? T. Wait. C change. Pea soup. Tea leaves and eye contact, I think. Aha! Yes. Okay. Yeah, full moon revolution. Full moon pizza pie. Full moon pizza pie are round. An orbit is round. And a revolution? Damn it! Oh. Circuit, a lap, a revolution, a trial. One away. Gotta be orbit, right? Okay. All right. Metamorphosis. Full moon. Pupil. Judgment. Oof. A castle. A full moon. A metamorphosis. What? A trial, judgment. Pizza pie. Pizza pie. A trial. Full moon is round. Pizza pie is round. A trial? Is that a pupil? Oh, pupil is round. Castle. What's an LP? Like a record? Like an LP record? Oh! Right? Metamorphosis, trial, judgment, castle? What is that? Okay, it is a record. Trial, metamorphosis, judgment, castle. What is that? Oh. Okay, yeah, well. I was never gonna guess this. Kafka works with the... What the? Can we look it up? Kafka, the trial. Okay. So it's a book. The Castle. Oh. I think we've seen Metamorphosis, right? The meta. No, haven't seen that. And was it the Judgment? All right, cool. Should have gotten that. Yeah. All right. Can I look up that and show the video? Why?
And I'm wearing Under Armour heat gear. Does it make me feel
This is a Wuxia game that Launch played. Whoa. This is gonna lose. Whoa, look at that. Finishing move. Ah, he's a goner. Oh, look at this. There's more than Wuxia. You guys got power. There's a fire. Okay. Wandering sword. What is that? Wandering sword. You gotta know how long turn-based games take. Turn-based is cool. It does take long though. A budget Octopath Traveler. Why? Wandering sword.
Meet Jan. She's enjoying a beautiful day outdoors with friends and family. She's also managing her type 2 diabetes by taking
Pretty cool. I like the graphics. Oh, we got some strategy. Little like Final Fantasy Tactics. I like that. Okay. Cool art on the cutscenes. Is this what you play, Benjamin? You were thinking of Final Fantasy Tactics? Yeah. You still got your memory card? Oh my god. I remember when I first got my PlayStation and I had Final Fantasy 7. I started playing Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, the problem was I didn't have a memory card. So me and my brother, we were playing Final Fantasy 7 and we got a little bit further along, right? We were like, when we first started, we were like, let's just start the game and see what it's like, and then we'll restart it later when we buy the memory card. Then we started playing the game, and it was so good that we couldn't stop playing. And then by that time, we've gone too far into the game. You don't want to reset it, right? So we just had to keep the PlayStation on for days. It was on for days while we played through the game because we didn't have a memory card. That thing got really hot. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, is this PlayStation gonna blow up? Memory cards. Brings me back. You played no memory card, killed Sector 5 boss fight? Good job. Alright. Alright, you guys, can we call it with the ads? Can we call it Samantha? Got one too many. Add. Survive. Final. Fantasy. 7. Tactics. Game. Beat. Oh, memory cards. They could corrupt. That would be the worst. Sword. Memory. Card. Card? Hallmark. Just. Go. Do. Fight. Light. Cold. Save. File. Console. Play. Station. React. Feature. Byte. File. Play. Online. Battle. Attack. Document. Save. Load. Delete. Document. A folder. A info. Data. corrupt. You save 8 times in case you got corrupted. You also save so you can go back and choose another game path. Yeah, so that's why you have like multiple save files. Cheat, preserve, work, animal. Doc. Writing, write, pen, pencil, memoir. Wait, memoir. Words, concept, aftermath, record, lettering, letter, word, a letter, a pen pal, a bill, envelope, script, mail, text, language, lawyer, a trial, judge, plaintiff, defendant, jury, guilty, innocent, note, doctor, suit, lawsuit, law, sue, acquit, verdict, convicted, convict, legal, order, evidence, settlement, criminal, civil, tax, case, overturn, defendant we try, stenographer. Do we need those anymore? AI just takes care of that these days, right? Bailiff, paralegal, politician. All right. What about court, courtroom, witness, courthouse, murderer, wrongful. Oh, we didn't try conviction, did we? Recess, testify, oath. Okay. Lawyer, defendant, legal team, defense, tampering, sentence. What? Innocent, proven, perjury, probation. Sentencing. Okay. Sue, lawyer, will. We did do document. Let. Conjugal. Visit. Bail. Fund. Arrest. What? Lawyer. Attorney. Attorney, district, general, justice, department, police, federal, bureau, investigation, hung, bribe, payout. Testimony. Okay, what? Plaintiff, sue, lawyer, payout, Judicial. Appeal? Statement. Statement. Evidence, we tried. Seal. Jury, we did do. Lawyer. Law. Firm. Junior. Suspect. What else is in a courtroom? We got some chairs. We got a table. Got a bench. Warrant. Ah, that 10. Oh my god, that was 100. I thought it was 100. I got excited. You don't think it has to do with criminal cases? Wire. People. Legal. Legal. Proceedings. I like that. Proceeding. Proceedings. Injury. Maybe like a traffic case. Petition. Oh, petition for redress of grievances. Grievance. Petition. Sign. Signature. Sign. Copyright. Judge, we tried negligence. Negligent. Arbitration. Stay. Sidebar. Okay. A lawyer, a petition, vote, counselor. Wait, counselor. Judgment. Is it judgment with E or no E? Judgment. Oh. Guess with no E. Protest. Council. Council? It seems to be a law thing. Representative. Oh, wait. Senator? No. Represent. Political. The law and order. Order. Justice, we tried. Senate. Something with law. But I don't think it's like a politician. We got counsel, we got a petition, we got lawyer, we got representative. We got settle. Mistrial. Badgering the witness. Try case, right? Pro bono. I don't know if I can do. It's not one word. Bono. Hey, look, pro bono. It accepts the one word. Strike. We did try evidence, I think. Representative of the defendant. Party. Aggrieved. How do you spell that? Aggrieved party. Hearsay. Representation. Oh, I think you're right. Nope. How did pro bono get stuck? I have no idea. And it's pretty high too. Prosecutor. Why did I think of that? Prosecutor. Nope. Prosecute. A trial. A plea. Deal. Pleaded. State. Handcuff. Representative. Pro bono. Attorney at law. It's gotta be something dumb. State. Statement. Affidavit. What else? What else? Think back to your Law and Order SVU episodes. Overruled. Nope. Seems to be a person, like council, representative. You think it's not quite law related? There's so many law things. Representative. Senator. Represent. Represent. Show. Opening statement. Closing. Chambers. Legislate. Proxy. Legislator. See, it's not a politician. Something law related. Tangentially related. Client. Honor, Your Honor. Your. You say hint? Ready to give up? Give up. Representative. Representative. Pro bono. Counsel. Case we tried. Oh, we're so close. Look. 9 words away. Gavel. Judge. Judge. Bailiff. I think we did all the people in there. Witness. Audience. Stalemate. A hung jury. Hung jury. Nope. Hung. Erasure. Dismiss. Damn it. Did we do all the people in a courthouse? Victim. I think we did prosecutor. How long has it been? Can't have been that long, right? Maybe 15 minutes? Prosecutor. Court. We must have tried court. Agreement. Agree? What? Object. Objection. Object. Object. Duty. Bench. Council. Petition. Representative. Decision. Decide. All right. All right, we need a hint. Representing. Wait, what? We tried representation, right? Represent. Represent. Present. Present. Well, we did do defendant. That was one of the first things we did, I think. That shouldn't count as a hint. Represented. Representing. Representation. Represent. Representative. Reprehensible. This game is reprehensible. Hensible. Recollect. Oh, I like that. Representing. Showing. Presenting. Presenting. Showing. Show. Reveal. Expert. All right, should we do another hint? Oh, discovery. I like that. I think it's a person, though. Argument. Thanked? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Thank. Appreciate. Thankful. Thank you. You don't thank the judge? Appreciated. Appreciate. What? Love. Thank. Thanks. Thanking. Thanked. What? I've said that word so many times. It starts to lose its meaning. Welcome. Thankful. Wait. Gratitude. Gratify. What do thank and representative have in common? Grateful. Pardon. Thank. Dismiss the case. Gratifying. Thank. Catarate. Not a word. Thank. I'm gonna thank. Like handshake? Nah. Shake. Shake on it. Decision we tried. Thank. Thank. Gift. Give. Tip. Agreement. What? Thank. Thank. Thankful. Thankerous. Cantankerous. Pen. Statement. Bonus. Thankmas. Free. Free gift. You give up. Thank. Repeal. Appeal. Oh my god! Thank what? Thank you. Sincerely. Oh, sincerely. Fortunately. Regards. Sincere. False. Ego. Signature. I think we try that. Signed. Concern. Matter. You. Thank you. Thank. Thing. Thank you. Dispute. Resolution. Debate. Receive. Give. Thankful. Thanksgiving. Ordered. Delegates? What does that have to do with thanks? Thank. Represent. Thanking. Representative. On behalf. On behalf of my client, I would like to thank you. Oh my! Wait, we didn't. Someone said behalf before. Oh no, I didn't type it in. On behalf of my client, I would like to thank you. Behalves. Okay, I didn't know that was a word. Congratulate. Tirelessly. Oh my god. The law thing is just... we went down a really weird path there. Alright, good job. Nice work, y'all. We got some mochi. Ooh, it's a big ol' bag of mochi. How do I open this? 22 minutes? Not bad. I'll read it first. Oh shit. We got... what is this? What is this? Font! Fu... no. Na... ra. I have no idea. Yeah. What does that say? What does that say? What is this? What is this? What is this? Yeah, what does this say? Oh, oh, oh. That's a... what is that? Nice gusset. I have no idea. Whatever. Okay. Individually wrapped, of course. They're very squishy. A nice mochi texture. Ooh. Okay. What is that flavor? Kind of like coffee, but it's not. Hey, what does that say? What's inside it? I eat snacks on your behalf. Yes, I do. And you should thank me. To be very thankful. I have no idea, but it tastes good. Mitarashi no tare. What is that? Sweet and savory soy sauce glaze used to coat Japanese rice dumplings. Ah. A glossy, thick sauce made from a mixture of soy sauce, sugar, mirin, and a starch like cornstarch or potato starch. All cooked together until thickened. Ah. It's actually really good. Hey, it's like an 8 out of 10. Yo. Whatever this mitarashi no tare is. Zero crunch, yeah, sorry. I like the flavor. I can represent you in court? I don't know about that, ma'am. I need to put that font in my game. This is a very hard font to read. What the fuck is that? What is that? They should make mochi with a crunchy shell. Like an M&M, but bigger? Oh, really? Let me think about that. So you mean like a crunchy candy shell and then mochi inside. Well, that's pretty cool. Why don't you do it? Ice cream mochi? Hell yeah, I love ice cream mochi. All right. Are you ready? So, what happened last week? Last week, Zhao Jing, that's Yang Guo's master, he gets stung by jade bees. Okay, and then Yang Guo also gets stung by jade bees, and then he faints from the venom. He awakens to see this ugly, pock-marked face old woman. Okay, who's nursing him from his wounds or his poison with some antidote. Now, realizing that she saved his life, he gratefully calls her grandmother, which really touches her. Okay, he also meets Xiaolong Nu, the little dragon girl, who looks beautiful, but she's also intimidating because she shows no emotions on her face. Granny Sun explains the rules of the Tomb of the Living Dead to Yang Guo, that no outsiders can enter, but she brought him in anyways because she saw him suffering outside. Yang Guo tells about his life, about how he's being mistreated by the Chenjun sect, and Granny Sun listens, and she's really like sympathizing with him, right? But once he's healed, Xiaolong Nu orders Yang Guo to be sent away. He refuses to return to the Chenjun sect, and Granny Sun reluctantly agrees to escort him out. Outside the tomb, they encounter some Chenjun disciples that came to the place, including the injured Zhao Jijing, okay, who's still feeling the poison, and also Lu Qingdu. He's still alive. Too bad. Yang Guo didn't kill the Lu Qingdu guy. When they get into like some kind of argument, when a Taoist strikes Yang Guo, Granny Sun gets angry and she fights them. Okay, she's pretty strong. But then more Chenjun members arrive and surround them. But still, Granny Sun refuses to surrender the boy. And she declares that Yang Guo has already taken Xiaolong Nu as his master. Okay, he didn't, but she just said that. The Chenjun Taoists get super angry at this violation of the rules. They fight, forcing Granny Sun to retreat back with Yang Guo into the tomb. Inside, Xiaolong knew she refuses to accept Yang Guo as a disciple, but so heartbroken, he prepares to leave. Okay, but Granny Sun, however, she decides that she would take Yang Guo away herself. Okay, and then take care of him because she's very attached. So she decides to do that. Before she does that, though, she decides to go with Yang Guo to Chongyang Palace at night to deliver the antidote for Zhao Jijing. Okay, because she didn't want him to die. She's still a good person. But because of some misunderstandings, a conflict arises and the Taoists fight them again. Granny can't compete with all the Taoists. Okay, so she's being forced. She's being forced into the corner. Granny sneak attacks Hao Da Tong, one of the Taoists, and he instinctively counterattacks her with his full force. Right, and he wounds her greatly. Yang Guo shields her with his own body, and he weeps. At that point, Xiaolong Nu also comes. Granny tells him that he should care for Xiaolong Nu because she has no one else. And then Granny Sun dies. Right? Too bad. Very sad. Xiaolong Nu tells Hao Da Tong to kill himself since he killed her. He feels really bad, but then, of course, he's not willing to kill himself over it. He refuses, so they fight. That's where we left off. How's that? Some Tao Productions. When I put out a YouTube video, is it possible to start off with the recap? Nope. Too much work for me. Yeah, sorry. Still love you, though. Live screen. All right. All right, Chapter 5, Part 2. You been watching the Smiling Proud Wanderer ones? Oh, those are hella good. It's gotta be my favorite novel so far. Hao Da Tong's inner strength was deep, so he's fighting with Xiaolong Nu. For anyone to knock a weapon from his grasp was no easy feat. The force of that coin told him at once who it was. His heart jolted. His elder brother, Chu Chu Chi, had arrived. Okay, we thought it was Huang Yao Xi, but it's actually Chu Chu Chi. Lifting his head, he called out, "Brother Chu, your junior has proven incapable, bringing shame upon our sect. Do as you see fit." From outside came a hearty laugh. "Ha ha 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 ha. Win or lose, it's all part of the game. But if I had to slit my throat every time I lost a fight, even 18 heads wouldn't be enough. As the laughter faded, a gray-robed figure leapt lightly over the wall. Chu-Chu-Chi, longsword in hand. By nature he was forthright and bold, disliking all forms of needless ceremony. Without further word, his sword thrust straight toward Xiaolong Nu's arm as he said, Chu-Chu-Chi of the Qianzhen sect seeks to learn from his noble neighbor. You're refreshingly direct, old Taoist, Xiaolong Nu replied. Her left palm shot out and caught his sword. Brother, beware! Hao Datong cried in alarm, but he was too late. Xiaolong Nu's hand exerted force just as Chu-Chu-Chi poured his strength through the blade. Power met power, another sharp crack, and the sword broke in two. Wait, is she stronger? But Xiaolong Nu's arm throbbed with numb pain. Her chest tightening faintly. In that single exchange, she understood. Chu-Chu-Chi's martial skill far surpassed Hao Datong's. Her Jade Maiden Heart manual was still unmastered. She could not win against him. Without hesitation, she flung the broken sword to the ground, caught Granny Sun's body under her left arm, and lifted Yang Guo with her right. Her feet lightly tapped the floor, and with one graceful leap, she soared above the wall, vanishing into the night. Now they're gonna definitely believe that she's his master, right? Jade Maiden Heart sounds very shoujo, yeah? Chu-Chu-Chi and Hao Datong stared after her, dumbstruck by the display of her lightness skill. Both had already realized her martial arts were refined, though still somewhat below their level. But such effortless, ethereal agility was something they had never before witnessed. Hao Datong let out a long sigh. Hey, it's over. Just let it go. Brother Hao, said Chu-Chu-Chi, all these years of Taoist cultivation, and you still can't see through something this small. Our own brothers went to Shanxi not long ago, and returned with their tails between their legs. What of it? Hao Datong started. What happened? Were any harmed? Chu-Chu-Chi shook his head. That's a long tale. Come, let's see Senior Brother Ma. Sometime earlier, Li Mo-Cho had gravely injured Lu Li-Ding and others in Jiaxing in the south, then fled far to Shanxi. There she slew several northern heroes, rousing public outrage. The local leaders of the martial world sent out a great heroic assembly invitation, calling all comrades to unite against her. Who can call a heroic assembly? Can anyone do it? Can I do it? I have an enemy, guys. I need to put out a call for a heroic assembly. The Qianzhen sect, too, received the summons. When Ma Yu and Chu-Chu-Chi discussed the matter, they agreed that though Li Mo-Cho had committed many wicked deeds, her grandmaster had been deeply connected to the patriarch Chongyang. It would be best to mediate, offering her a chance to reform. Thus, Liu Chuxuan and Sun Bu'er traveled together to the north. Yet Li Mo-Cho's ways were elusive, appearing and disappearing like mist. The two could not catch her, and several gallant men of southern and northern Shanxi fell to her hands instead. Later, Chu-Chu-Chi and Wang Chuyi led 10 disciples as reinforcements. Li Mo-Cho, knowing she could not face so many masters at once, goaded them with sharp words into accepting a series of single duels. On the first day, she faced Sun Bu'er. Li Mo-Cho secretly used her soul-freezing silver needles, wounding the Taoist woman, then went personally to deliver the antidote, an act that left Chu-Chu-Chi and the rest obliged to accept her courtesy. Having thus received her favor, by the rules of honor, they could no longer act against her. The Chenjun masters could only exchange rueful smiles and withdraw in defeat. Fortunately, Chu Chi, anxious to return to Mount Zhongnan, left ahead of the others and did not accompany Wang Chuyi to tour Mount Taihang, thus arriving in time to save Hao Datong's life. After leaving the Chongyang Palace, Xiaolong Nu set Yang Guo down, lifted Granny Sun's body, and together they returned to the tomb of the living dead. She placed the old woman upon the couch where she usually slept, then sat before it, elbow on the table, chin in hand, silent, motionless. Is she capable of crying? Which sex's martial arts do you think is the strongest in the entire trilogy? Well, we haven't done the entire trilogy yet, only the first, and we're in the second book. Which sect is the strongest? Oh, do we count? Would it be Guojing? Would it be the Beggar sect? Since Guojing learned from them. But no, Guojing knew some other stuff. Guojing knows like a mishmash of martial arts. Yeah, the other beggars are weak. Maybe it's whoever wrote the 9 Yin manual, right? But they didn't have a sect. Not sure. The Chenjin people are weak. They can't even beat one Guojing, so probably not them. Would you count Huang Yaoshi's sect the strongest? If I could learn one martial art from the novels, I would learn Ling Hu Chong's martial arts from Smiling Proud Wanderer. Definitely. I think that's a really cool martial arts. Because, like, there's no forms or anything. It's very freeing. You feel like you have a lot of freedom to do whatever you want. You don't need to follow certain forms. Okay. You just need to attack whenever it's required. Use whatever moves is required. I feel like that's pretty cool. And the Dugu Nine Swords guy was like the strongest fighter in the world, right? When he was at his peak. I feel like that's a good martial arts. And suck the energy out of people. That's pretty cool too. Sunflower Manual is the strongest. It's not in this trilogy, right? Yang Guo lay across Granny Sun's body, sobbing in broken gasps without pause. After a long while, Xiaolong Nu said, "The dead are gone. What use is there in crying? However much you weep, she won't know it." Yang Guo started, struck by the coldness and sharpness of her tone. Yet, when he thought about it, the words were only the truth. His sorrow only deepened. He could not help but burst into tears again. Yeah, she's great at comforting people, it seems. Xiaolong Nu gazed at him coolly, her face expressionless. After some time, she said, "Let us bury her. Come with me." She lifted Granny Sun's body and walked from the room. Wiping his tears on his sleeve, Yang Guo followed. The passageways were utterly dark. He widened his eyes as much as he could, yet could not see even the faint outline of her white-clad figure. He dared not fall behind and kept close upon her heels as she wound left and right through the twisting tunnels. You just need a small sacrifice. In my case, it would be a huge sacrifice. At last, she pushed open a heavy stone door, drew a fire striker from her bosom, lit it, and kindled the 2 oil lamps upon the stone table. Yang Guo glanced about and shuddered. It was a vast, empty hall, and lined before him stood 5 stone coffins. Looking closer, he saw 2 coffins sealed tight, while 2 others were half covered, leaving him uncertain whether they held bodies or not. Xiao Longnu pointed to the first coffin on the right. My grandmaster rests here. She pointed to the second. My master lies here. When she extended her finger toward the third coffin, Yang Guo's heart began to thump. He could not guess who was to sleep there. Its lid lay open part way. What if a corpse or zombie lay within? Then she said, Granny Sun shall sleep here. Only then did Yang Guo realize that coffin was empty, and he exhaled softly in relief. His eyes strayed to the 2 remaining open coffins. Curiosity got the better of him, and he asked, And those 2? One is for my senior sister, Li Mo Cho, Xiao Longnu said. One is mine. Yang Guo froze. Li Mo Cho, will she come back? My master arranged it so, Xiao Longnu said calmly. She will come back sooner or later. We're still 1 coffin short, because my master never expected you to come here. Startled, Yang Guo blurted, Not me! I don't want one! I promise Granny Sun I'd look after you all your life, Xiao Longnu said evenly. Since I never leave this place, you will, of course, stay here too. Her voice was indifferent, as if speaking of utterly ordinary things. Hearing her discuss life and death with such calm, Yang Guo grew bolder and said, Even if you won't let me out, once you die, I'll leave. I've said I'll look after you all your life, she replied coldly. Then I shan't die before you. What, he's going to kill him before her? Why not? You're older than I am. Because before I die, Xiao Longnu said faintly, I'll kill you first. Yang Guo jumped, a chill racing through him. That's not necessarily true, he thought. My legs are my own. Surely I could run away. Xiao Longnu moved before the third coffin, pushed the lid aside, and lifted Granny Sun, preparing to lay her inside. Yang Guo, unwilling to part, said softly, Let me see Granny once more. Xiao Longnu saw that, though he had known the old woman barely a day, his affection ran so deep that it irked her. She frowned slightly, but held still, the body still in her arms. Under the dim light, Yang Guo gazed at the familiar, still face, tears threatening again. Xiao Longnu shot him a sidelong glance, then laid the body into the stone coffin. With her hand, she pulled the lid. A heavy clong sounded as it slid shut, the stone pegs fitting perfectly into place. Afraid he might break down and cry again, she did not give him another look. Let's go, she said. Her left sleeve flicked out. The 2 oil lamps guttered out at once, plunging the chamber into total darkness. Yang Guo, fearing she might seal him inside, hastened after her. Down in the tomb, day and night were indistinguishable. After all that had happened, both were spent. Xiao Longnu told him to sleep in Granny Sun's room. Yang Guo had roamed the world alone since childhood, often spending nights in wilderness shrines and ruined temples. His courage was usually strong, but now, told to sleep alone in a burial cavern with coffins of the dead so near, a nameless terror filled him. Though Xiao Longnu told him more than once, he gave no reply. You didn't hear me? She asked. I'm afraid. What are you afraid of? I don't know. I just don't dare sleep alone. Xiao Longnu frowned. Then sleep in my room. No. And she led him there at once. She was long accustomed to darkness and never used lamps, but this time she lit a candle especially for young Guo. At the sight of her matchless beauty, her robes white as snow and utterly spotless. Wait, how does she keep the robes spotless? Young Guo imagined that her private chamber must be furnished with the same elegance and purity. Yet, once inside, he was sorely disappointed. The room was empty and bare, no different from the chamber where the stone coffins lay. A single long green stone slab served as her bed, with only a straw mat upon it and a piece of white cloth for a cover, nothing more. With dawn, yeah, not tied. Young Guo thought uneasily. Where am I supposed to sleep? She's probably going to make me lie on the floor. Just as the thought crossed his mind, Xiao Longnu said, You'll sleep in my bed. Oh, well, that's not right. I'll sleep on the ground, Young Guo replied. Her face hardened. If you're to stay here, you must do as I say. With the Chenjin Taoist, you may act as you please, but here, if you so much as disobey me a little, I'll take your life immediately. You don't have to be so fierce, Young Guo muttered. I'll listen, all right? You still dare to talk back? She said coldly. Seeing her so young and lovely, yet forcing herself to act severe, Young Guo stuck out his tongue, then wisely said no more. Catching the gesture, she asked, Why did you stick out your tongue? You're not submitting, is that it? Young Guo made no answer, but took off his shoes and climbed into the bed. The instant he lay down, a shocking cold pierced to his bones. Terrified, he sprang out barefoot. Xiaolongnu, though normally reserved, almost laughed aloud to see his discomfiture. What are you doing? She asked. Seeing the faint curve of her lips, Young Guo laughed too. There's something strange about this bed. It's freezing. You did that on purpose, to tease me. Who's teasing you? She said seriously. The bed is just like that. Go back up and sleep. She went to a corner, took up a broom, and added, If you slide down again after a while, you'll get 10 lashes. Realizing she meant it, Young Guo had no choice but to return to bed. This time, prepared, he was not startled, but it felt as if a thick layer of ice lay beneath the mat. The longer he lay there, the colder he grew, trembling uncontrollably until his teeth chattered. After a while, the cold became unbearable, seeping deep into his bones. He glanced toward Xiaolongnu and saw her watching him with faint amusement, as though secretly delighted by his struggle. Anger stirred in him. He clenched his teeth and resisted the chill with all his strength. She's one of those cold shower bros. I was one of those. For a month, I took cold showers. Yeah. Until I got sick. I actually got sick afterwards, and I was like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. I don't know if it was because of the cold showers. But taking a cold shower while you're sick, not good. Does not feel good. Then Xiaolongnu took up a rope and tied one end to an iron peg on the east wall, then stretched it tight across the room, and secured the other end to a peg on the west wall, about the height of a man from the ground. They helped. With a light leap, she lay herself sideways along the rope, using it as a bed. Her left palm swept outward. At the gust of her palm wind, the candle flame snuffed out. Young Guo was full of admiration. Auntie, he whispered, tomorrow will you teach me that skill? This? It's nothing, Xiaolongnu said lightly. If you study well, I have many powerful skills to teach you. Is he gonna learn the shooting the silk sleeves or whatever skill? Hearing her sincere promise, all of Young Guo's resentment from earlier vanished into thin air. Grateful and moved, he could not hold back tears. So this would be the... Oh, I was going to say it would be the first ever person to teach him martial arts, but it's not, right? It was Mr. Toadman, Oh Young Feng. In a choked voice, he said, Auntie, you're so good to me, yet I even hated you before. I drove you away, she said. Naturally, you hated me. That's nothing strange. It wasn't just that, Young Guo said. I thought you were like my former master, all empty talk, teaching me useless things. Her voice softened a little. Are you shivering so much because you're cold? Yes, Young Guo said. What's the matter with this bed? Why is it so terribly cold? Do you like sleeping on it or not? I don't. She gave a cold laugh. You may not like it, but in the martial world, there are countless masters who would give anything to sleep on this bed once. Wouldn't that be sheer torture? He asked in surprise. I treat you with kindness, and you call it torment. You truly don't know what's good for you. Her tone made it clear that she had no ill intent in making him lie there. Softly, he pleaded. Good auntie, please, tell me what's special about this cold bed. If you sleep on it all your life, she said, you'll understand its benefits in time. Close your eyes now, and no more talking. In the darkness, he heard the faint rustle of her clothes, as though she had turned over on a rope. Though suspended on a single rope, she could still shift and move freely. It was beyond belief. Her final words carried a tone of sternness, and Yang Guo dared not press further. He shut his eyes, trying to fall asleep, but a chill from the stone bed seeped into his body. Thinking of Granny Sun filled his heart with sorrow. How could he possibly sleep? After a long while, he murmured softly, Auntie, I can't bear it anymore. But hearing Xiaolong Nu's slow, even breathing, he realized she had already fallen asleep. He called her name twice more, very gently, but she gave no reply. He thought, if I get off the bed quietly, she won't know. No. So he slipped down softly and stood on the ground, not daring even to breathe. You discovered the benefits like rope burn and muscle aches? Oh wait, Sal changed the username to Salamanders. No sooner had his feet touched the floor than a faint swish sounded. Xiaolong Nu sprang from the ropes, seized his left hand, twisted it behind his back, and forced him down to the ground. Yang Guo cried out in surprise. She snatched up the broom and struck him hard across the buttocks. Knowing that begging for mercy was useless, Yang Guo clenched his teeth and endured in silence. The first 5 blows hurt terribly, but by the 6th her strikes had lightened. The last 2 were gentle, almost hesitant, as though she feared to harm him. When 10 blows were done, she lifted him, tossed him back onto the bed, and snapped, If you come down again, I'll beat you once more. It's using the YouTube @ now. Yeah, I think everyone's names are gonna be using the YouTube @ handle. I think they're moving towards that. Yang Guo lay still, making not a sound, listening as she set the broom back in the corner and leapt to the ropes above. She expected him to wail and curse, but when he remained utterly silent, it surprised her. Why aren't you making a sound? She asked. There's nothing to say, he answered. You said you'd beat me, so you had to beat me. Begging would have done no good. You're cursing me in your heart, Xiaolongnu said. I'm not, Yang Guo replied. You're much better than my former masters. Why? She asked, puzzled. Because when you hit me, you still felt pity for me. The more you hit, the lighter your hand became. You were afraid it would hurt too much. Her face flushed slightly at his words, for he had seen through her heart. Luckily, in the darkness, he could not see her blush. Bah! Who pities you? If you disobey me again, I'll hit you harder next time. Hearing the gentleness in her tone, Yang Guo grinned and said playfully, Even if you hit me harder, I'll still like it. Forming bad habits. Shameless brat, Xiaolongnu snapped. You probably can't sleep without getting a beating each day. That depends on who's doing the beating, Yang Guo said. If someone who loves me hits me, I don't mind at all. Might even be happy. If she hits me, it's more for my own good. But if someone who hates me so much as scolds me or glares at me, I'll remember, and when I grow up, I'll settle scores with them one by one. Oh, then tell me, she said, who hates you and who loves you? I know it all clearly, he said. Those who hate me, no need to talk about them. There are too many. Those who love me are my late mother, my foster father, Uncle Guojing, Granny Sun, and you. Xiaolongnu gave a cold laugh. I'd never love you. Granny Sun asked me to take care of you, so I take care of you. Don't ever expect any kindness from me in this life. Already half frozen, Yang Guo felt a bucket of cold water poured over his heart. Holding back his anger, he asked, What's wrong with me? Why do you hate me so much? What does your goodness or badness have to do with me? And I don't hate you, Xiaolongnu said calmly. I've lived in this tomb all my life. I love no one, and I hate no one. That doesn't sound fun at all, Yang Guo said. Auntie, have you ever been outside? What do you mean? He saw her outside that night. All right. This is a good time for a break. I will be right back. 5 minutes. And we're back. All right. I've never left Mount Zhongnan, she answered. Outside there are only mountains and trees, the sun and the moon. What's so special about that? Yang Guo clapped his hands. Then you've lived your whole life in vain. The city is full of strange and wonderful things. You should see it sometime. He then began describing all the marvelous sights he had seen during his wandering childhood. He was always good with words, and now, with embellishment and imagination, he made everything sound even more fantastic. Having never once descended Mount Zhongnan in her 18 years, Xiaolongnu believed every word. As she listened, she couldn't help but sigh softly. Yang Guo said, Auntie, why don't I take you outside to have some fun? Don't talk nonsense, Xiaolongnu replied. Our founder, Granny, left a rule. None who have ever lived in this tomb of the living dead may take a single step down Mount Zhongnan. That is a strict rule. Why? Yang Guo was startled. Peach Blossom Island is a lonely isle in the sea. I went there and still managed to leave. How could this grand tomb really keep me trapped? He then asked, You said that Li Mo Cho, Miss Li, is your senior apprentice sister. Since she lived here too, how did she get down Mount Zhongnan? She refused to obey our master, Xiaolongnu said. So, Master expelled her. Young Guo felt secretly delighted. If that's the rule, things are simple. When the time comes for me to leave, I'll just refuse to listen to her and have her drive me out. But he kept this thought carefully hidden. If he gave so much as a hint, the plan might not work. Yeah, she might just kill him. Is he asking her out on a date? Hell yeah. They chatted on, and Yang Guo for a while forgot the chill in his body. Yet, as soon as he stopped talking, the cold returned, making him shiver. He pleaded, Auntie, have mercy. I can't sleep on this bed. You could fight those Chenjin masters and refuse to yield a single word, Xiaolongnu said. Why are you now so weak-minded? Yang Guo grinned. If someone treats me badly, I won't give in, even if he beats me. But if someone treats me well, I'd die for her willingly, let alone beg for mercy. Shameless? Xiaolongnu snorted. And who has treated you well, pray tell? From childhood, Xiaolongnu had been raised by her master and by Granny Sun. For 18 years, she had known no companions but those two old women. Though both cared deeply for her, her master required her to study the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra, commanding her from infancy to purge all joy, anger, sorrow, and pleasure. Whenever she so much as smiled or shed a tear, she would be sternly reprimanded. Granny Sun, though warm-hearted, dared not upset her progress. Thus Xiaolongnu grew cold and aloof by nature. Now came Yang Guo, fiery of spirit, still a child, his lively words and actions unlike anything in her world. She knew his chatter was improper, yet found herself talking with him endlessly, without weariness. At first she had taken him in solely to fulfill Granny Sun's dying wish, but after hearing him repeatedly say that she treated him kindly, she began, almost unconsciously, to feel that indeed she had not treated him badly. Hearing no anger in her voice, Yang Guo called loudly, Cold, so cold, Auntie, I can't stand it any longer. In truth, although chilled, he was far from freezing to death. He simply chose to shout theatrically. Don't make such a racket, Xiaolongnu said. Let me tell you the story of this stone bed. Yang Guo brightened. All right, I'll stop yelling. Please go on, Auntie. Xiaolongnu said, When I told you that every hero under heaven would wish to sleep here, I was not lying. This bed is made of ancient cold jade. It is an excellent aid for cultivating high-level internal energy. Isn't this just stone? Yang Guo asked curiously. She gave a faint laugh. So you've seen all sorts of strange things. Have you ever seen stone this cold? Our founder Granny spent 7 years of effort journeying to the far northern wastes. Beneath layers of solid ice hundreds of feet thick, she mined this cold jade. To sleep upon it while practicing inner power yields the progress of 10 years in a single one. Oh, damn. They're in the hyperbolic time chamber. Yang Guo exclaimed, so that's its wonder. At first, Xiaolongnu went on, you'll find the chill unbearable and must summon all your inner strength to endure it. In time, you'll grow accustomed. Even in sleep, your training will continue. Ordinary practitioners, no matter how diligent, must spend several hours each night resting. Cultivating inner strength goes against the natural order. Energy and blood flow move differently than in normal times. But those who sleep upon cold jade not only lose nothing of the day's effort, they actually increase their internal power while asleep. Yang Guo's eyes lit up. Then sleeping on snow and ice must also have its benefits. Not so, Xiaolongnu said. First, Snow melts with body heat into water. Second, cold jade is many times colder than ice itself. And there is another advantage. When practicing inner skill, the greatest danger is the fire within the heart running amok. Half one's energy must usually be spent keeping that heart fire in check. But cold jade is the most yin, most frigid substance under heaven. Its chill cools the heart naturally. Thus one may advance boldly without restraint. Doesn't that mean progress twice as fast as that of ordinary people? Delight stirred so strongly in young Guo that he could hardly contain it. Auntie, you're so good to me. With you lending me this bed to sleep on, I won't fear those Wu brothers or Guo Fu and the others anymore. Even Zhao Ji Jing and the Chen Zhen fellows who've trained for years, I can still catch up to them. Xiaolong Nu said coolly, Our founder Granny's teachings forbid contention. Whoever lives in this tomb must cultivate the heart and nurture the spirit, and rid themselves of all thoughts of rivalry. Yang Guo protested, But they've bullied me so cruelly, and they killed Granny Sun. How can we just let that go? Everyone must die, said Xiaolong Nu. Had Granny Sun not died at Hao Da Tong's hands, a few years hence she would have died naturally. Living a few years more or less, what difference does it make? Speak no more of vengeance. From now on, you may not mention revenge in front of me again. Yang Guo felt that her words, though logical, were somehow wrong. Yet, for the moment, he could think of nothing to counter them. Just then, the chill once again crept through his body, making him shiver. Didn't she want to avenge Granny Sun just earlier? Yeah. And maybe she just wanted to restore order, or do what is supposed to be done. Justice. I'll teach you how to resist the cold of this bed, said Xiaolong Nu. She then passed him a few oral formulas and the method of cultivating internal energy, her sect's foundational exercise. Yang Guo followed her instructions and practiced for only a short while before he felt the icy air lessen. When his inner strength completed its third circulation, warmth spread through his limbs. The killing cold turned into a refreshing coolness, and before long he drifted into a half-sleeping haze. After half an hour, the warmth faded, and he was awakened by the chill again, so he resumed his breathing practice. Thus, alternating between waking and dozing, he went through the entire night. When morning came, he awoke sleeping perfectly alert. In just one night, his internal strength had already improved. After breakfast, Yang Guo carried the bowls to the kitchen, washed them clean, and returned to the hall. Xiaolong Nu said, There's something you must think through clearly. If you truly wish to take me as your master, you must obey me all your life. If you do not become my disciple, I can still teach you martial arts, but in the future, if your skills surpass mine, you may fight your way out of this tomb of the living dead by your own strength. Without hesitation, Yang Guo said, Of course I'll be your disciple. Even if you teach me not a single move, I'll still listen to your words. Why? Xiaolong Nu asked, surprised. Auntie, you're kind to me. Don't think I can't tell, said Yang Guo. Her expression hardened. Whether I treat you well or not is not something for you to prattle about. Since you've decided to be my disciple, let's go to the inner hall and perform the rites. Yang Guo followed her to the rear hall. It was mostly bare, with little decoration, except for two paintings hung on the east and west walls. On the west wall was a painting of two young women, one about 25 or 26, sat before a mirror, combing her hair. The other, a girl of 14 or 15, dressed as a maid, stood beside her, holding a basin. In the mirror's reflection, the elder woman's face was exceedingly beautiful, her brows sweeping gracefully toward her temples, but at the corners of her eyes there shimmered a faint trace of killing aura. Yang Guo looked for a while, a spontaneous feeling of awe rising in his heart. Xiaolong Nu pointed to the older woman. That is our founder, Granny. Bow to her. Yang Guo asked curiously. She's the founder, Granny? How can she be so young? She was young when the portrait was painted, Xiaolong Nu said. Later, she wasn't young anymore. Yang Guo turned these words over in his mind. Young when painted, later not young. And an inexplicable sadness welled up within him. Gazing at the portrait, tears nearly came to his eyes. What, because she'll grow older? Unaware of his feelings, Xiaolong Nu pointed to the girl in servant's garb beside the elder beauty. This is my master. Hurry and kowtow. Yang Guo tilted his head to study the girl's face, so innocent and lively in expression, full of youthful charm. Who would have thought that she would one day become Xiaolong Nu's master? Without further hesitation, he knelt and knocked his head on the floor before the image. When he rose, Xiaolong Nu pointed to the painting on the east wall. Spit on that Taoist. Oh yeah? That's part of the rite. Yang Guo glanced at it. The Taoist was tall, with a long sword at his waist, his right forefinger pointing northeast. His back was to the viewer, so his face could not be seen. Yang Guo felt puzzled. Who's that? Why spit on him? That is Wang Chongyang, patriarch of the Chen sect, said Xiaolong Nu. Among our disciples, it's a rule that after kowtowing to the founder Granny, one must spit at him. Yang Guo was delighted. He had long despised the Chen sect and found this custom most satisfying. At once he spat a large glob right on the Taoist's back in the painting. Feeling one spit insufficient, he added 2 more, and was about to spit again when Xiaolong Nu said, That's enough. He's going to wet the entire painting. Yang Guo asked, Does our founder Granny truly hate Wang Chongyang that much? Indeed, Xiaolong Nu answered. I hate him too. Then why not destroy this portrait instead of keeping it here? I don't know, said Xiaolong Nu. I only heard my master and Granny Sun say that there isn't a single good man in the world. Suddenly her voice turned stern. And when you grow up and do wicked things, we'll see if I forgive you or not. You will forgive me, Yang Guo replied at once. She had only meant to frighten him, yet his immediate, matter-of-fact reply left her momentarily speechless. Finding herself unable to scold him further, she said sharply, Kneel and bow to your master. Of course I'll bow, Yang Guo said, but you must promise me one thing first, otherwise I won't. Xiaolong Nu thought, Granny Sun said that in taking a disciple, it's always the master who sets the conditions, never the disciple making demands of the master. Still, her nature was calm, and she did not grow angry. What is it? She asked. Speak. Yang Guo said, In my heart, I'll treat you as my master, respecting and honoring you, and whatever you command, I'll do. But I won't call you master with my lips. I'll only call you auntie. Xiaolong Nu was taken aback. And why is that? I once bowed to that vile Taoist of Chen as my master, Yang Guo said. He treated me so badly that even in my dreams I curse my master. If I call you the same, then when I curse, it'll seem like I'm cursing you too. So I'd better call you auntie instead. Xiaolong Nu couldn't help but laugh softly. The boy's reasoning was odd, but not without charm. Very well, she said. I agree. Yang Guo immediately knelt, bowing heavily 8 times while saying, Your disciple Yang Guo hereby pays his respects to his master. Wait. You just said it. Or is it the translation? Auntie Xiaolong knew. From this day forward, I shall always heed Auntie's words. If Auntie ever faces danger or misfortune, young Guo will lay down his life to protect her. And if any vile person dares to bully Auntie, young Guo will surely kill him. In truth, Xiaolongnu's martial skill was far beyond his own, but in his heart, seeing her fair and delicate, there arose the instinctive valor of a young man vowing to defend a frail maiden. His words grew ever more impassioned as he spoke. Xiaolongnu, hearing his sincerity, for all its childishness, was moved in spite of herself. When young Guo finished bowing and stood up, his face was full of joy. What are you so happy about? Xiaolongnu said. I'm far inferior to the old Chenjin Taoist Chu Chu Chi, and even less than your uncle Guo. Them being good or bad means nothing to me, young Guo said eagerly. What matters is that you will truly teach me Kung Fu. Learning martial arts serves little purpose, Xiaolongnu said, but since we have nothing else to do in this tomb, I'll teach you. Auntie, young Guo asked, what is the name of our sect? Since the day of our founder Granny came to live in this tomb of the living dead, she replied, we've never dealt with people in the martial world, so our sect never had a proper name. When my senior sister Li went out to roam the Jianghu, others called her a disciple of the ancient tomb sect, so we've used that name since. Ancient tomb sect? That sounds awful, young Guo said with a shake of his head. Even though he had just entered discipleship, he was already criticizing his own sect's name. Xiaolongnu took no offense. What does it matter what it's called? She said. Wait here. I'm going out for a while. At the thought of being left alone in the tomb, fear gripped young Guo. Auntie, let me go with you. Wait, let me go with you, he pleaded. She gave him a sideways glance. You said you'd always obey me, yet you refused my very first order. I'm afraid, he admitted. A man mustn't be ruled by fear, said Xiaolongnu coolly. You even said you'd help me fight villains, didn't you? Young Guo thought about it and nodded. All right then, but come back quickly. That's not certain, she said with chilling calm. What if it takes time to catch it? Catch what? Young Guo asked, bewildered. Xiaolongnu made no reply and walked off without another word. Once she left, the tomb became utterly silent. Young Guo wondered what she had gone out to catch. Surely it couldn't be anyone beyond Mount Zhongnan. Then he thought, she must have gone to capture one of those Chenjin Taoists. I wonder which one. Once she drags him back, she'll surely torment him a bit. That would be wonderful. But she's alone. I hope she doesn't fall into danger. He let his thoughts wander like wild horses, then rose and stepped out of the hall. Following the corridor westward for barely a dozen paces, the light ahead faded into pitch blackness. Fearing he might get lost, he turned back, feeling along the wall. But after 20 more steps, he still saw no glimmer from the hall's lamp. Panic gripped him. He quickened his pace. Already lost, his fear only made things worse. The further he walked, the more confused he grew, bumping this wall and that, stumbling among shadowy passages that branched in all directions. The hall seemed forever out of reach. He raised his voice in desperation. Auntie! Auntie! Come save me! His cry echoed dully through the tomb tunnels. After blundering about for a while, he felt the ground beneath him growing damp. When he lifted his foot, it came up muddy. He's going to get stung by the bees, and then he dies. Fear deepened. He realized he had strayed from the tomb corridors into a subterranean passage that connected with them. Fear deepened. If I were lost in the tomb, Auntie could find me, but now that I've wandered here, She'll search everywhere and never see me. She'll think I've run away. She'll be so sad. He dared not go farther. Finding a stone, he sat down, propping his chin in his hands. He wanted to cry out loud, but no tears came. He sat motionless for over an hour, when faintly he heard someone calling, "Gur! Gur!" Joy surged in him. He leapt to his feet and shouted, "Auntie, I'm here!" But the voice drifted farther and farther away. Panic rose again, and he shouted until his throat ached, "I'm here!" After some time, no answer returned. Suddenly, he felt a chill at his ear. It was being pinched and lifted. He was startled, then overjoyed. "Auntie, you're here! How did I not hear you come?" "What are you doing here?" Xiaolongnu asked. "I lost my way," he confessed. She gave a soft grunt, seized his hand, and led him off. Though darkness pressed around them, she moved as if in broad daylight, turning corners, climbing and descending with astonishing speed. "Auntie, how can you see?" he asked. "I was born and raised in darkness," she replied. "I need no light." Having spent an anxious hour caught between fright and regret, Yang Guo now felt as if reborn from death. Relief filled him so completely that he could not find words to say. Within moments, Xiaolongnu brought him back to the main hall. He exhaled a long breath. "Ah, Auntie, I was truly worried just now." "What was there to worry about?" she asked evenly. "I was bound to find you." "It wasn't that," said Yang Guo. "I was afraid you'd think I'd run away, that you'd be sad." "If you ran away," said Xiaolongnu, "then my promise to Granny Sun would be fulfilled, and I'd have nothing to grieve about." Yang Guo found her calm reply strangely disappointing. "Auntie," he asked, "did you catch it?" "I did," she said. "Why did you catch it?" "For you, to help you practice your kung fu. Come with me." Yang Guo thought delightedly. "So she caught a Chenchen Taoist for me to spar with. Wonderful! If it happens to be that Zhao Ji Jing, Auntie will have subdued him so that he can only take my punches and kicks without fighting back. That would be truly satisfying." His imagination ran wild as he followed her, growing happier with every step. Stop snowing outside. Congrats. After winding through several turns, Xiaolongnu pushed open a door and entered a tiny stone chamber where a lamp flickered dimly. The space was so small that the two could barely turn around. The ceiling was low enough for her to touch with an outstretched arm. Seeing no Taoist, Yang Guo was puzzled. "Where's the Taoist you caught?" "What Taoist?" she asked. "Didn't you say you went out to catch someone to help me practice?" "Who said it was a person? The thing is right here." She bent down, lifted a cloth bag from the corner, untied the cord at its mouth, and shook it upside down. 3 sparrows fluttered out. Yang Guo blinked in surprise. "So Auntie went out to catch sparrows." "Catch those 3 for me," Xiaolongnu said. "Don't hurt their feathers or claws." "Got it!" cried Yang Guo gleefully as he lunged after them. But the sparrows were nimble beyond belief, darting this way and that. Within moments he was panting, drenched in sweat, and though he lunged a dozen times, he couldn't even brush a single feather. Xiaolongnu said, "You won't catch them like that. I'll teach you a method." She then taught him several ways to leap high and dive low, to strike, seize, and pinch with precision. Only then did Yang Guo realize that she was teaching him martial arts through catching sparrows. He memorized every move carefully, yet, though he grasped the techniques, he found it hard to apply them right away. Xiaolongnu let him continue practicing in the small chamber by himself, then took the door panel and left. That day, Yang Guo failed to catch a single sparrow. After dinner, he cultivated his internal energy on the cold jade bed. The next day, when he tried again, his jumps were a few inches higher, his hands quicker and lighter. By the 5th day, he finally managed to catch one. Overjoyed, he hurried to tell Xiaolongnu, but she showed no sign of approval, only said coldly, "What use is one? You must catch 3 in a row." Yang Guo thought, "If I can catch one, what difficulty would there be in catching 2 more?" But he was gravely mistaken. For the next 2 days, he couldn't catch a single one. Seeing the 3 sparrows exhausted, Xiaolongnu fed them full with grains of rice and released them from the tomb, then caught 3 fresh ones for his practice. On the 8th day, Yang Guo finally managed to seize all 3 in one breath. Good job. Xiaolongnu said, "Today we shall go to Chongyang Palace." Startled, Yang Guo asked, "What for?" Xiaolongnu gave no answer and led him out of the tomb. Having not seen daylight for 7 days, Yang Guo's eyes could barely bear the light. The 2 arrived before Chongyang Palace. Anxiety stirred in Yang Guo's heart. He kept glancing sidelong at Xiaolongnu, but her expression was as cold and unbearable as ever. Suddenly, she called out in a clear voice, "Zhao Jiqing, come out!" No, what's going to happen? Her call had barely ended when someone inside carried word of it, and from within the palace poured several dozen Taoists. 2 young Taoists supported Zhao Jiqing between them, his face gaunt, eyes sunken, too weak even to stand on his own. When the assembled Taoists saw the pair, their hands went to the sword hilts, eyes blazing with fury. All right. How did you guys like that? Zhao Jiqing, still alive, but barely. Is Yang Guo going to beat him up? Is she going to give him his antidote? Yeah, hope not. Just let him die. Not until he gets 3 more sparrows. Zhao Jijing's gonna have to teach him how to catch those sparrows. Alright. Alright, cheers. Next he has to catch falcons. He has to catch the eagles. Guojing's eagles. Alright, looks like their relationship is starting out finely. It's gonna deepen, I'm sure. They're gonna have to come out of that cave someday, right? What if the rest of the novel is just them staying inside the cave, catching birds, learning martial arts? All right. Well, that's cool. At least Yang Guo can learn martial arts now. Finally, he's so excited. All right, guys. A little tired. I'm gonna set up my freaking new monitor, my vertical monitor. I'm excited. All right, guys. Have a good night. I love you. I'll see you next time. All right, bye.